heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dream. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday theme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Harama beef.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing today? On this 4th of July, the year of the Kefer. You see we got the prophet up there in the back. Let me get my H to the Izzo. We got the prophet in the back. Peace, peace, peace. How you doing, Noble? How you doing, Noble?
I was on mute. I'm good. Fantastic. We had a great workout this morning. All good.
Absolutely. 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 Man, I know everybody knows it's the 4th of July, and we get caught up in the wrong meaning. But for us as Moors, we're going to teach. But without further ado, Noble Malik, can you give us our Moorish American prayer, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. There's Holy Prophet, Drew Ali, and all the other prophets before him in the flesh, and that's past and gone. Shalom alaikum, Ayashai, Islamism, Ashe, peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace. Once again, man, this is another Saturday of our Adept Class. We like to teach, we like to build. If you guys missed yesterday's book reading and Friday book club, please check that out on our Temple and School YouTube channel at Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. One of our muftis, Dante Smith L., he illuminated some history. You guys got to go back and check that out. Please subscribe to our Temple and School YouTube channel, man, and help support our Temple and School so we can do some amazing things. All my information is in the bio. So if you're a returning patron, please support, send a donation so I can send you some literature, so I can help build your library. This is what this is about. But before we get into this teaching, I always like to share good things that happen with us and my brothers as we put our pennies together. The pennies make dollars, and we just purchased another piece of land. I keep telling y'all, man, brothers and sisters, y'all really need to tap in with me, myself, Malik, and the rest of my muftis. But this is something that my noble Malik has dear to his heart. This is something that I have dear to my heart, and it's about acquiring land to build our own area, off the grid, away. And we already have 10 acres in Kingsman, Arizona. And I'm telling y'all, we have enough acres to build our co-op garden. We have enough acres to build us a nice compound on there. And now we're acquiring more land. What is it, Malik? It's about an acre and it's already developed. Something like that. Am I saying that right? The other piece of acres, Noble?
Yeah, it's zoned. It's already zoned. It's an acre. Yeah.
And where is that at? Where is that at again?
I'm not telling everybody where to go. You got to find it yourself.
Not where to go, but you got to tell him where to go. But we talk about in Arizona, right?
It's in Arizona. It's a eastern part of Arizona.
Islam.
East of the Flagstaff.
Islam. So like I said, we don't have to share everything because we don't have to. We had to research it. When I first met my brothers, I acquired some acreage, but I didn't have enough people on the mission. Some of my family went on the mission, and now I have brothers and sisters. We own the mission, and we acquiring land, and we're going to build. And our door is open for Moors to come and build, to donate to something that's real. We can give you a tax-exempt receipt, and you can be a part of something. You can be a part of something. That's what this is about. We're not here to debate. We're not here to argue. We're here to acquire land and do what we know we can do. with our mind, our body, our spirit, and our finances. Remember, we are tax exempt for the federal government. So once again, we are casting our net out for Moors and true light seekers to inquire, ask questions, come along and be a part of something. So, like I said, with that being said, we get caught up in a lot of things that's meaningless. So today is the 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken. Is it today the 4th of July, Mocha Malik? If I'm not mistaken, I know today the 4th of July. Let me get my I can't even see.
It's the 4th of July. Jews lie. Oh.
You crazy, man. I had to get my glasses. I couldn't see. But yeah, and we're coming from a piece of a document. I told you I'm not going to be sharing. I'm not going to be showing people where we're coming from, because I'm done doing that. If you want the information, you have to get with us. And I can send you the information for small donations. Everything that I have is research, is documents. And when we act like we don't know or something is hidden, nothing is hidden from us. Nothing is hidden. It's already there. People just bury it in a shallow grave. And we talk about our own people. So with that being said, we're going to break some science down. Since today is the 4th of July, let me get to my page. So the 4th of July is the Independence Day. Question: a cosmic event. The day of the Kefer. The day of the Kefer. So all my brothers and sisters on TikTok, if y'all following, all my info is in the bio. You give small donations, you're going to get the information. There's nothing wrong with supporting something that's real. That's the only way we get to where we're going. Everybody that follow me on TikTok, y'all should be sharing the messages, liking it, sharing it on your page. And if you like the teachings, all my info is in the bio so we can continue to build. So let's talk about something real fast. And I always reference different things because science comes from a plethora of places. But before I get into all that, let me go back a couple pages and I'm gonna start on, let's see. I'm gonna start on page 33. So since today is the day of the Kefer, and if you got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I want to get all y'all here on StreamYard with us so you can be a part of what we're doing. Get the likes up, y'all. Share this. We should have been viral. We should have been viral. We should have been having millions of dollars coming in so we can build our organization. So, Noble Drew Ali, our prophet, even myself in the flesh. So let's deal with it. Yes, it is true. Moses, Tahik Mos, was in America, and that so-called Moses, who historically is Pharaoh Akhenaten, left a statue of himself in San Martin, Japan, in an extinct volcanic that was the site of an ancient priesthood established by the Moors, aka Egyptians. He also left the only Egyptian-style burial tomb and mummy in North America, in Planique, Mexico, in the Temple of Inscriptions. The hieroglyphs show the Egyptian Enad on the walls of the temple, and even show the hieroglyphs of Vuitton as having the same attributed physical handicap as noted Pharaoh Akhenaten possessed. This handicap was a part of an ancient Egyptian belief and was attributed to Horus or Harpocrates, and is seen in the hieroglyphics of Pakal in the west and Akhenaten in the east. It was symbolic of the position Pakal of Akhenaten held in the Osiris Messianic traditions. The purpose of these voyages was to find the lost civilization of their ancestors, who resided in what historically they call Tanetru or Yaru, Tanetru or Yaru, the land of the gods, commonly called Atlantis. commonly called Atlantis. I showed you, I got this history book that the lower level Scottish Rite Masons is called Atlantis of Latter Days. It costs a grip. I have it. I converted it to an ebook. You guys need it because you're missing all the science. When you see people on TikTok talk about all the Masons, this, man, you lost. Most of these people ain't never been in no Masonic hall. You getting all your information off TikTok. Noble Drew Ali, as the initiator of the motion of recovery, this great legacy of ancient history sought to nationalize the so-called Negroes and Blacks under the banner of our ancient nation of peace, because you are who your foremothers are and your forefathers are. Islam, Islam, Islam. Come on, everybody respond on TikTok. Y'all can't be following me. Come on, Fakina. All y'all empresses been following me forever. Y'all don't say nothing. I'm gonna start calling y'all names. Y'all been following me for years. Come on now, Islam. And if y'all understand that birthright citizenship, that 14th Amendment stuff, that's not us, because we were born here. Our appellation, we indigenous to this land. We're not no 4th Amendment in BCs. So I want us to have a clear understanding. And if you don't understand, you should be asking questions. You can't say you study more science and don't rock with me. It was this work that was the initiation of the beginning of a great work, that is cultivating into a nation for us today. The impeding stock market crash of 1929, the setup of Social Security, suspending of the gold clause in 1933, and other major events during the early part of the 20th century were the events that have shaped how the laws in this country and the world functions today. These events are directly related to the effect of the works initiated, mean he started by our Prophet Noble Drew Ali and others. There is much more content to discuss in regards to the content of what our Prophet Noble Drew Ali advocated. That is of importance. And we're going to discuss these topics in the body of this first volume. So let me show y'all what these Nation of Islam Muslims knew. They had this stuff, what I'm talking about, in the early 30s, and then they reissued it in the early 60s. That's why when I hear Muslims and Masons, they talk that black stuff, my ears hurt, because I know you COINTELPRO, especially if you're an educated person, because black has no standard in law. It's silver mortis. I know something's wrong for education purposes only. So let's deal with some science, the wisdom of God, the masters. When they say Fard Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad, what they knew. No one fell out of heaven with all this wisdom. I keep telling y'all, they were initiated through wisdom, just like I have. Just like I had the pleasure to be able to initiate my brothers into wisdom. Not taking no oath, initiating them the wisdom, the mental, the craft. That's what this is about. And you have to be initiated in wisdom. It's just like elementary, then high school, then college. Then if you go to advanced, like I did, to get your master's and your doctorate, that's a form of initiation of wisdom. Just like my Noble Malik is a coach. He's a varsity coach. But if you're not ready for varsity, you're going to have to play JV. Am I right, Malik?
Absolutely.
So it's a form of initiation. What? Understanding where you are. Mental understanding. So let's deal with it. A lot have been said, but little understood of the man who fired Muhammad, because he knew some wisdom. He got it from somewhere. One of the names he used was Master Fard Muhammad. He is the teacher of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the founder of the Nation of Islam. Personal research has proven that he knew Noble Drew Ali well, which is important to discuss on law, masonry, government, Moorish Israel, and reparations. He moved secretly throughout America for 20 years before he started the open aspects of his work. And according to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he went under many aliases during the time. And our American prophet, Noble Drew Ali, is witnessed as having a man conversing with him named David Ford. Now, who is this David Ford? We don't know. We're going to find out. But the Enad, which is based on the ancient Shabaka stone, is an order of 8 netters, lesser gods. The 9th being a supreme, called Atum Ray or Atum Ra or Atum Ray, who created 4 pairs of servant gods, numbering 8 from himself. You can research this in Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. I have all these books for y'all. I convert them to ebooks. My people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because you refuse to learn. And my empresses, y'all supposed to be nurturers. Y'all supposed to be here to learn, not following stuff that's going to get you in trouble. I'm telling you. Let's proceed. But this is cited in our Moorish literature pamphlet of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This man is presented in the literature as teaching and instructing our Prophet Noble Drew Ali on some of the ancient architecture of the Moors and its Egyptian origin. This same day before, according to historical witnesses, was requested by our Prophet Noble Drew Ali to sit over the Moorish Science Temple of America as a helping God to maintain order while our Prophet Noble Drew Ali was dealing with law enforcement issues in respect to the death of Claude Green, a former member of the temple. But you know why they wouldn't let Fard Muhammad go? Because with that straight hair and that pale skin, with all due respect, our prophet must look like us. A prophet and an angel come from amongst the people. That's why they always argue over the identity and the ethnicity of Fard Muhammad. Oh, he's this, he's this. Man, we're not arguing over something. I know who Malik is. I know who I am. And I definitely know who our American Prophet Noble Drew Ali is. See? And in October of 1928, this same day before, is pictured at a convention of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm not going to get to arguing with people. They say, well, that ain't Fard Muhammad, this, and that, and the other. And I say, okay, well, the picture that y'all saying ain't him. But then the other picture, you say it ain't him. Man, we ain't got time for semantics. I don't. We're not playing it. We're going to continue to build. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated in an interview with Buzz Anderson in 1971 that he was never taught what the D stood for in the name of his teacher, W.D. Fard. This was one of the names that Master W. Fard Muhammad went by. It is the same man, David Ford, W.D. Fard, that is witnessed in the 1929 Moorish Science Annual National Convention as saying he would bring America to his knees for the death of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the attacks made on the Moorish Americans by local police in 1929. 1 month later, the stock market crashed, and many of the former Moors and Masons saw this man as a prophet and followed him to Detroit, where the Nation of Islam was born. In the beginning stages of the movement, he was known as Prophet W.D. Fard. And when I showed a picture of all our brothers in the convention, the first thing that a Nation of Islam Muslims say, well, that ain't him. And then the other picture that everybody say, that ain't him. Well, one of the elders named Melchizedek, he's still alive. He might be almost 90. He said, man, that is him. He got the old picture of everybody. He said, that's him. But we're not playing no mystery games. So listen to this. So-called Master Fard Muhammad under the alias David Ford, picture in the upper left-hand corner. There are many Masons shown in this picture. The development of the MSTA saw the influence of many high-degree Black Shriners, Masons, and secret societies, particularly the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of nobles of the Mystic Shrine, started by Noble Ali Rofield Pasha and John George Jones in 1893. These secret societies played a major role in the events during the late 20s and 30s and governmental changes in America that have played a major role in the events during the late 20s and 30s in governmental changes in America that have great importance to the events happening right now in the respect to the subject of reparations and a new world order. I keep telling my brothers and sisters, if you identify as a Negro, Black, colored, African-American, a Mexican, a Latino, man, those are misnomers. That's that 14th Amendment stuff. That ain't us. That ain't us.
It's also
and our what you say, Noble Malik?
Those titles are also in agriculture law.
Come on. Come on, my brother.
That's
teach. Property. Come on. Person, place, or thing. Chattel, property. The presidents, which were Masons, they wrote the misnomer Negro in their chattel as property. As property. As property. Again, according to many researchers' accounts, this man was a very mysterious man. He came teaching truth in religion that had never been heard before by misnomer Black people in America. The book's Message to the Black Man of America and Our Savior Has Arrived by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad give the best depiction of his coming and purpose. Our point here for the subject of reparations is that the impact of the motion started by this man is the cause of events like the Million Man March. He prophesied that Islam will become the dominant religion in America. And at that time, when many of our people were not even reading Qurans publicly, Islam was looked at as a pagan and heathen religion, not associated with the original Black people of America and the world in any way. But all these years later, from his physical presence, his word is found true, especially amongst misnomer Blacks, the youth in America, because Islam has impacted misnomer Black youth tremendously. It is in this respect that I feel we need a further analysis of what he taught and why, and how it impacted America and the misnomer Black people, and what can be drawn from it for our benefit on this all-important subject of reparations and nation building. We have to always say, you got to take what's good and throw away the rest. That's why you have to be an analyzer. You just can't diss something and you haven't researched it. That's what an unintelligent person does. That's what the TikTok more does. That's what the TikTok empress does. Follow things because they sound good and then you get in trouble. The early years of the Nation of Islam, listen to this, saw the continuance of similar nationalizing processes that the Moorish Science Temple of America had initiated, making members officially process that the Moorish Science Temple of America, let me do that again, had initiated, making members officially not subject 14th Amendment subject citizens of the United States. And if you don't understand what that birthright citizenship is, then you lost. What if somebody come over here in America that say you from Africa and your child be born here, the child is a citizen? Man, we were born here. We were already here. But member citizens of the Nation of Islam under the status of Muslim. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he was well aware of these secret religious and Islamic laws of discussion and their connection to American jurisprudence as well. His work and mission to prepare us spiritually as a nation according to the law of Allah displayed his sincere desire for us not to follow in the footsteps of the nation that was taking itself on a course of destruction, the United States of America. And I'm gonna hold up something because y'all don't know, but the Nation of Islam, they used to pass out ID cards. They got all this, but they buried in a shallow grave and they got paid. You can't be mad at me. You can't be mad at me. In an article from Muhammad Speaks newspaper dated April 11th, 1969, entitled Clarification of Actions Taken by Messenger Muhammad Against Muhammad Ali's Action, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad states in reference to these identity passes, and I quote, "The government of America has known this law of Allah, God, for many years. The law is to take the identity cards away from you. This is written on the identity card in red letters. Mr. Cassius Clay did not have one of these cards. It is good that he did not have one. Nevertheless, we carry this principle into practice. Do y'all know one of the 25,000 identification cards given out by Master Fire Muhammad in Detroit and Chicago from 1930 to 1934 for registered Muslims? Now, where did you think Fire Muhammad got the idea of that? He got that from our prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I'm about to show you. Man, I wasted water all on my face. But our people are lost, Malik. Here you go. You see that identity card right there? The Nation of Islam passed these out. And then they get you caught up in that black stuff because they got paid. I'm telling you, this identity card name is Muhammad Sharif, street number 671, Leland Street, city and state, Detroit, Michigan. In case of accident or serious illness, notify Sharif, or Miss Sharif, 671 Leland Street, city and state, Detroit, Michigan. The same way our Temple and School ID, let me grab something real fast because we build it. We build it. We build. I'm in the flesh. I'm part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, but I have my own temple in school. I'm just like Malcolm X. Hey, I love the establishment of what's good, but when the brothers take things so low in the Moorish Science Temple of America, I don't have to diss the temple what the prophet done, because Noble Ali done a great solid. What I'm doing is say, hey, if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. We at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we have our own ID. It's our temple and school and our nationality ID. It don't replace nothing. And we have who we are, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. This is our nationality and membership card. Our nationality, Moorish American, our status, free white. Our race is Asiatic. Our religion, Islamism, my name and all that. And then we have our tax exempt status on the bottom. Because if you go places with the right voice, like you say, hey, do you take tax exempt status? The regular clerk might not know, but in a nice, calm voice, you actually speak to the manager. The manager gonna be like, well, do you got your tax exempt ID? Yes, that's how we roll. And if you lose your ID, it can be returned to our major branch office in Flint. See, we do things the right way, and it don't replace nothing. We also have our own religious affidavit where we don't have to get the cocoa. We're not for it or we're not against nothing, but we have the right to say we don't even want to participate because we under our own religious laws. Islam, Noble Malik?
Islam.
So now let's get to this bill. What was the lawful authority to take such action in law based on? What knowledge did these individuals have about the United States of America foundational documents and the treaties attached to the Constitution and the lawful and legal consequences? In truth, what are the practical benefits of this information that I'm giving you? All of these people of discussion were either high degree initiates into the secret societies of the planet or supremely aware of the actions of these elitist groups, with ability to guide the poor into a position of power and self-reliance. Fire Muhammad taught his student, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, about the secret societies and stated that at the highest and most secret was a circle of misnomer black people. He, Fire Muhammad, stated that his father was a part of this most secret circle and that the circle of spiritual scientists had been the primary influence in his, Fire Muhammad's, preparation to initiate the wisdom that will save our people from their miserable condition in America. It is these high initiates, like myself and others, and my Noble Malik and my Muftis, we here in the flesh now, that have worked hidden away from the sight of the public according to a plan, and their marks and hints of activity are everywhere for us to see and examine. Somebody that said, man, I see the same people on your page each week, Sheik, on your TikTok page. And do they give donations? We ain't got to worry about that. We ain't got to worry about that because we dealing with the heart. All my information is in the bio. If you want to donate, please do. I got friends that I grew up with on here. They don't donate, but when they see me, I know they love me. Remember, I didn't do this for my friends and my family. I did this for Allah. And my people know my voice. That's why I got my Noble Malik here. That's why I got all my Muftis. We didn't grow up together. We doing, man, my professor said our small group of brothers doing way more than any church that he ever been to and anything. And my professor going on 84. My dad, 80, he said what we doing is bigger than anything he ever seen in his life. My dad. And my dad has a PhD. My mom has a PhD in what I'm talking about. And I'm my dad teacher. So I know we on the right path. I know we on the right path. That's why I don't care about having fun with some people. I have fun with my brothers. Because we build together, we put our money together, we do things together. That's what it's about. So let's deal with this 4th of July, the Independence Day, a cosmic event, the day of the Kefer, the 4th of July, the significant date given as the founding of the Nation of Islam by Fard Muhammad in ancient history is the astrological day or astronomical day. The Kefer, the dung beetle in a disc, aka Cyrus, over the head of the pharaohs. You see it? Y'all see that? I wish I had my big old map up. my backdrop, because on my backdrop, I would have showed y'all this. But I have these documents, and the Nation of Islam had this stuff in the 30s and the 60s. That's why I be laughing at our people. I said, oh, they know what they're doing. With all due respect, Farrakhan knew what he was doing at the Million Man March with that Willie Lynch, and that's fake, and ain't no such thing as no Willie Lynch letter. But we're not here to discredit no one. We're here to build. The day of the Kefer, the hieroglyphic symbol of the dung beetle holding the solar disk. The beetle was the sign for Cancer before the crab. The astronomical and astrological sign of Cancer is from approximately what? June 21st to July 21st. Let's build. The solar disk held by the dung beetle is not representing the sun, but the star Sirius. It is on July 3rd through 5th that Sirius is aligned directly with the sun and earth. It is in the center of its 70-day period of disappearance from the heavens. This was a special spiritual time period in the ancient Moorish nation, in Egypt and Timor. This astronomical positioning of the planets, the sun, and this star at the center of the universe is a time of special spiritual forces that affects all events on earth, brothers and sisters. It is coincidental that America was founded on this date, July 4th, 1776. Is it coincidental that Fire Muhammad announced the independence of Moors as a nation on July 4th, 1930? No, that's not osmosis, because he knew something just like I do. Was he aware of the ancient science of life that deals with Cyrus mysteries that was reestablished by the family of Amran, which is the 18th dynasty of Egypt, aka the Moorish Israel? For all my Hebrew Israelites, I say, do y'all lost? Moorish Israel, I connect the dots. For all those Moors that say, oh, we not Moors, we Moors, M-O-O-R, M-U-U-R. I said, man, y'all playing. Moors spelled a plethora of ways. The M-O-O-R is the M-U-U-R. The M-U-U-R is the M-O-O-R. The M-O-O-R is the M-O-H-R. Stop the cap. You're not learned enough. The world's first monotheistic culture of the present age of history. What does a knowledge of the physical motions and geometry of the universe have to do with our concept of God, aka self, and its accuracy or its inaccuracy? Our subject is reparations, and in order to repair, we must discuss the knowledge of self, God, and go to its roots on all levels. And how can we identify the source of all universal motion? It's the force. So if we talk about reparations, we got to understand, and my people playing, this significance of Cyrus and ancient traditions surrounding government plays an important role in the establishment of the government of the United States of America, and in our own establishment of our government that is materializing, which is the new kingdom, because we are in the new world order. See, we never had a dark age. As Ira Brand Sertimer said, we were always in the golden age. You just don't know it. The only reason that the people who rule unjustly have been able to rule unjustly is that they were dealing with a superior wisdom or supreme deception. It is the initiation of wisdom from the above mentioned that I said. All my brothers are initiated into wisdom. And once we come together as one nation under God, a nation in a nation, for all my brothers that follow me, and we put money behind it, we can't be stopped. The Kefer is a very ancient netter. He is associated with creation and is usually called Kefer, Tasif, which means Kefer, the self-produced. He is represented by a scarab beetle, which is usually shown above his head. And sometimes the beetle is used in line of a human head. Although it has been suggested that the worship of the Kefer predates the worship of Ra. The Kefer is considered a form of Ra. It is said that Ra came into being under the form of Kefer. And Kefer is called the father of gods. He represents transformation from a state of interness into a state of active life. Y'all should be active right now, especially y'all been following me for years and don't support. What's the purpose? The scarab beetle may have been and became a symbol of resurrection and transformation because it starts out in life as an egg laid in a ball of dung. You know what dung is? And when the egg hatches, the scarab is at first a larva and then a nymph. Finally, the adult scarab emerges from his ball of dung, fully weaned, fully weaned. We got to know that, man. We got to know this. It is the initiation of this wisdom from the above mentioned teachers, like myself and others, and that which has been divinely given to me to give to you, that will completely plummet the foundation of the present world as we may know it. From a book called Know Your America, which most people don't have, I was initiated into wisdom. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. It's a piece of knowledge called Know Your America. And I say, and it's a suggested course in Americanism, prepared and distributed by the American Legion, and the context and meaning of the establishment and design of the American flag. It's given, it states, and I quote, question 1, by what authority was our first national flag established? The answer is authorized by the Continental Congress. Question 2, you may ask, quote the exact language of the original flag law. The answer is resolved. The flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Constellation in your Bible, Mazarot, constellation, the so-called 12 disciples that the Hebrews always argue about. Those constellations. I'm sorry. The Bible is written in analogy, parable, and symbology. That's why those people always arguing over color, but they need to have a seat. What is the significance of the 13 and the new constellation? The truth of the statement rests in the secrets of Masonry as an ancient secret science and the secret knowledge in religion, and of Israel, God's nation, and its relation to the indigenous black man and woman here in America. And this has everything to do with our true nationality, my Moorish brothers and sisters. We got to stop letting people, oh, you Moor. Yes, I'm a Moor. Proud to be a Moor. Lineage and national heritage, our identity. The Declaration of Independence was also signed when? On July 4th in the year of 1776. Not by all the delegates of the colonies, but by two specific men. Do anybody know who the two specific men were? Because see, this is our story. The two specific men were John Hancock and Charles Thomson, not with a P, Thomson. These two men played a pivotal role in American government, one playing a major role in religion. Specifically, the activity of their actions of signing the document are recorded in a famous material on masonry and the building of the structure and government of America called what? The secret architecture of our nation capital. I have all this. So when people be coming on here, especially those prejudiced, no disrespect, misnomer repelled people, I say, man, sit down, because you a Scottish Rite Mason. You know what I'm talking about. Don't even come on my page playing. I come with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I have more Europeans that rock with me than my own people. So have a seat. On that day, July 4th, Congress agreed the wording of the Declaration, and it was signed by the President of Congress, John Hancock, who was a Mason, and the Secretary of Congress, Charles Thomson. Remember, David Overson goes on to say, in the secret architecture of our nation's capital, and I quote, the Masons who first signed the Declaration of Independence would have been aware of the particular significance of July 4th as a cosmic event. But they got brothers and sisters buying a whole bunch of clothes, barbecuing, spending all your money on barbecue and fireworks, and I can't even get y'all to give donations. But here it is, all my European colleagues support me. And they say, we gonna help you build your nation. The same way they helped the Prophet Noble Drew Ali build. That's why I don't have no biasness. It ain't no hate in my heart, because my brotherhood and my temple is not contingent on your color. Point blank. Point blank. And if you think that, you sleep still. Those Masons were John Hancock and Charles Thompson. Where and from who did they gain this knowledge? Thompson was also the translator of the Septuagint Bible from the original Greek version into English for all my Moorish brothers and sisters. It was this first translation of the Septuagint ever done into the English language in America. And the Septuagint Bible was the first Bible, aka the Old Testament, ever recorded in 285 BC in Egypt under Ptolemy Philadelphus. There were no versions of the Bible compiled in book form in any language before this time, my brothers and sisters. And the oldest Hebrew versions dated from the findings of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which date back to 150 BC through the 1st century AD. Remember, I gave y'all bullets. Know Your America. That's a suggested course in Americanism by the American Legion. I have all this. The Declaration of Independence was not signed by all of the delegates of the states until August 2nd, 1776. And the secret architecture of our nation's capital by David Overson on page 149. Oh, we on great time. The other standard version are from the Hebrew Masoretic text from the 9th century AD. That's right, 900s AD. 900s AD. The importance of the Septuagint Bible is the council who recorded the history of Israel were recording the oral traditions that they learned from the true misnomer Black Moorish Israelites in Babylon. And afterwards, misnomer white Jews under the direction of Ptolemy and other Roman rulers who came later studied the lost history of the 18th dynasty that had been nearly washed away by the biblical and the Quran, the pharaohs, Ramses I and his son Seti I during the 19th dynasty of Egypt. This lost history of the 18th dynasty, the Moorish Israel, was used by these misnomer, no disrespect, European, Albion, Trinidite, Anglo-Saxon people, so-called Jews, to graft themselves in as the Israel and major prophets of the Bible. And these prophets were really major figures of the 18th dynasty of Egypt, like Akhenaten, Moses, Solomon, and Uya, Tutmos III, David, Abraham. My Moorish brothers and sisters, a stele from the records of the 7th year of the rulership of Imhotep II, aka Saul in your Bible, and his military commander, Tutmos III, Uya, Abraham, David in Memphis show that there were 3,600 Apiri, strangers, foreigners of the captured people. David, Tutmos III, Abraham, Uya, and Solomon, aka Akhenaten, are recorded in the Bible as dealing with these same strangers and keeping a census record of them. You got to know this. There are 3,600 of the strangers recorded in 2 Chronicles chapter 13, in 2 Chronicles, the 13th through the 17th verse. What? Your Bible, Moorish. Research what I'm telling you. Verses. Or Apiri, Habiri, which became the word Hebrew. My point is that Charles Thompson, Secretary of Congress, by and through his work with this translation, his work in working with others and establishing the design for the flag and the seals bearing the pyramid, the eye of Heru, the eagle, and the significant 13, was very aware of these traditions, their Egyptian origins, and their connection to the astronomical significance of Cyrus. How, you may ask? Where did he get this information from? And why was it so important and instrumental in the founding of a nation that has become the most powerful nation on earth? Will we find the secret influence of the members of the descendants of the Egyptian 18th dynasty family of Amram, the Moorish Israel, in the halls on the Continental Congress, in the establishment of America? And if so, brothers and sisters, how would the influence of these misnomer Black people of this lineage in the setup of the affairs of the establishment of the American government make us view everything that is operating around us in respect to government and even the past itself as it relates to the so-called slavery period? What about our concept of slavery? What we will find is that wars between our ancestors and misnomer white people took place after we helped them learn our sciences of government building, administratively and physically. Are we willing to take a closer look? See, I don't get caught up in that transatlantic slave trade. I can show you the Arab slave trade. No disrespect. Where a pale so-called Muslim slaved you. You talk about Islam is our religion. No, it's not. I'll show you in the Bukhari Hadith where it names all Muhammad's black slaves, where it call you a raisin head. That ain't no word of endearment. So when people be coming in here with that Islam stuff saying that's the black man religion, man, that's your religion. Because I'll show you what the whole Arab slave trade is about. That's why I ain't getting caught up with no Muslim on here. I ain't talking about that type of Islam. Sorry. Prior to the adoption of the design for the seal in 1782, the two motifs had been changed by Thompson. In fact, it was Thompson who had been a Latin instructor prior to being the headmaster of the Congress, who came up with not the one nor the two, but the three mottos, which grace the great seal of the United States. My Morris brothers and sisters, Leviticus 25:10, that's all about you. When you take your fez and turn it inside out, that soft fez, that's the Liberty Bell. You just don't know it. All elites know this. All my European nations know it. That's why I say I ain't getting caught up in no Islam. I don't get caught up in no religion. Why? Because I don't rock with religion. I rock with brotherhood and science and history. Religion been keeping us separate forever. We don't have religion forever. And look at the Christian and the Muslim. They can't even get along because you caught up in something outside yourself, which is shirk. When the two designs were passed by Congress on June 20th, 1782, it was recognized that the motto Novus Ordo Seclorum signified, as Thomas wrote, the beginning of the new American era. Remember, I always give you references. Everybody know you got references. Man, I did this in academia. I already made them sit on their hands. Stranger in the Valley of Kings, page 31. Ahmed Osman. Aspects of Egyptian foreign policy in the 18th dynasty in Western Asia and Nubia by James Hoffmeyer, page 6. David's encounter with the strangers or Apiris is recorded in 1 Chronicles, the 22nd chapter, and Solomon's recording of the strangers occurs in 2 Chronicles, the 2nd chapter, the 17th verse. Fact check me on it. Fact check me on it. Secret Architecture of Our Nation's Capital on page 228 by Overson. See, the seal of the pyramid, though was never cut. Y'all see that seals? Y'all see this? Y'all see this, right? I'm showing you. Thank you for the donation. The seal of the pyramid, it was never cut. By law, it should have been cut and used in 1782 alongside the observers. A later act of Congress in September 15, 1789, continued the legal need to cut the reverse, aka pyramid, but it didn't happen. And when the obverse was recut in 1841, the reverse, aka pyramid, was ignored. And in 1883, my Moorish brothers and sisters, it was decided to abandon all attempts to cut it. And in the following year, an act, July 7th, 1884, was passed to make the dies of both the obverse and the reverse. Once again, in spite of an act of Congress, the reverse, aka pyramid, was not cut. Watch this. So why was it not cut? It is for the same reason that the word democracy is used by the government, although it never showed itself in the document that is supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution, with all 20 sections. With all 20 sections. The word republic is found in the Constitution. However, the government created under the Constitution has a dual contractual nature based on the supremacy clause, represented by the dual seals, and specifically 2 treaties that lay the base for understanding the supremacy clause of the Constitution. It represents the 2 nations in America, one being the ancient indigenous Moorish nation, the other being what? The United States of America, my Moorish brothers and sisters. We must come together as one. This is the uniting of Asia, my brothers and sisters. A note here of interest is that Charles Thompson served as the secretary for the so-called Lenape or the Lenape, the indigenous Americans. His service in this group is a key connection of the Continental Congress to the history of Masonry and our own hidden indigenous Moorish heritage and history that is veiled in the Lenape or the Iroquois history. I have all this for you. Remember, misnomer white people, Anglo-Saxons, Trelodite, no disrespect, Albion people have changed the names of many things to create confusion. In 1756, Thompson was the secretary for the Lenape, the Delaware Indians, the Moors, the Nubians, and at a great council held at Easton, at the nation adopted him as a son according to ancient customs. And the word Lenape is derived from the LE, which we will find is related to Akhenaten, aka Pakal Votan, specifically to his ancestral line, and Nap, N-A-P-E, or Nab, N-A-B, which is interestingly of Egyptian origin. The acronym NB, meaning Lord, in Arabic, Nabi means prophet or messenger of the word of God. The ancient language of the family of Amran, the Moorish Israelites, often called Maya, right? Maya gave the name Nab, or Naab, N-A-A-B, to bodies of water, water lilies, turtles. We talk about Turtle Island again, and the water in general, my Moorish brothers and sisters. Water lilies were of extreme importance in Egyptian religious traditions, my brothers and sisters. The L-E, the Li in Lenape has ancient origins. The conventional meanings given is that it means original people, as the Lenape were considered the grandfather group amongst the indigenous people of America. And the true origin of the Li used in this frame of reference in Lenape, denoting its connection to Mexico, is derived from the glyph forms found on the Temple of Inscriptions at Palenque, Mexico, the secret burial tomb of Akhenaten, Moses Solomon. This inscription is described in the sculpture of Palenque, Volume 2, and I quote, the leaf motif, the leaf-like element with 3 circles at the end, hangs below the left armpit. The leaf is a lineage symbol of ancestors and designates that the person wearing it on his clothing or on his paraphernalia or on his regalia, just like when you see us wearing our ancient Moorish heads and you saw the queen wearing a Moorish head, and the first thing Negroes were saying, oh, she got slaves on her. No, she's giving credit to her family because they are Moors, the Moors from Europe. She giving credit to the Moorish lineage. It was on her regalia, on her paraphernalia, had legitimate ancestral relationship to a royal person. And this linguistic and cultural connection of the Lenape to ancient Mexico is the link that establishes our people first return to Turtle Island, the Americas, and the line from time from the beginning. Oh, hold on one second. Let me get this back on for you.
You on fire.
I'm sorry.
You on fire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My aunt on here, Malik. She like, oh my God, nephew. She said, I'm over here in tears. This is my aunt. She like, I'm over here in tears. You don't have to be in tears, auntie. I'm your nephew. You don't have to be in tears. She like, they done lied to us in school, history, everything. She like, this is sad. She like, we need to be supporting you. You are by being here and recognizing. So I give you gratitude. The next part is people supporting with that money. We can build our temple and school. That's the next phase. I understand about courting our people, Malik, and our people are stiff-necked. Why? Because y'all done bought a whole bunch of 4th of July firecrackers that y'all finna pop, and you get nothing out of it. You get nothing out of popping no firecrackers.
Burning money?
Burning money, Malik. Yes.
That's diabolical.
Yeah. This linguistic and cultural connection of the Lenape to ancient Mexico is linked to the establishment of our people, Turtle Island, the Americas, and the line of time from the building of the pyramids in the Americas to the establishment of American government based on the ancient laws of the ancient Moorish Israelite nation. This is all subsequent to the condition of becoming slaves of the foreign misnomer white man. No disrespect to no one. And woman from Europe. My Moorish brothers and sisters, I try to tell y'all, even my empresses that call themselves Eastern Stars, you are under the misnomer white woman. You are under the Daughters of American Revolution. That's where the marriage license come from. You don't know that. I'm teaching you that. The Lenape are recorded as the owners of Philadelphia and allegedly sold a section to William Penn in 1628. Statues of the turtle are still found on Penn's Landing. The area of the Lenape was called Shak-a-Maxim, which is similar to Shak-a-Maxim, Shak-Axum, Axum. Penn compares the language of the so-called Lenape to the Hebrews, my brothers and sisters, my Moorish brothers and sisters, because I'm gonna start telling that more. My Moorish brothers and sisters, we got to get out of that misnomer, Negro, black and colored, African American, and I'm black and I'm proud. No, black is an adjective. This phone case is black. And if more meant black, then we would say black or black. And more don't mean black in Spanish. You know what mean black in Spanish? For all my smart people, Malik, you know, don't it? What do the beans say? They call them black beans, but in Spanish they call what type of beans?
Negrito or negro.
Come on, Malik. Negrito beans. Negrito beans. Thank you. Their language is lawfully yet narrow, but like the Hebrew, in signification, full, like shorthand in writing. One word served in the place of three, and the rest are supplied by the understanding of the hearer. Understanding. The records and journals of the Continental Congress prove that something very significant was going on with indigenous Americans and the forming government of the United States in regards to its formation, my Moorish brothers and sisters. I repeat, the hidden indigenous history of the misnomer black man and woman in America is tied in to this subject. It is the key component to the reparations, to the restoration discussion in respect to land rights and status, which are two integral and critical aspects of discussion as we move towards an independent nation. So when you talk about, oh, I'm down with reparations, if anybody know Ben Crump, I think my mother said Ben Crump's supposed to be our family member. I asked my aunt, I said, well, you go get Ben Crump right on here. And I bet you Ben Crump, when they talk about if we can pay Ben Crump millions of dollars to talk about reparations, but when you identify him as something that's synonymous to slave, Ben Crump gonna get paid regardless if he win or lose. But I'm telling you out my mouth, Negro, black and colored, and African Americans will never get no reparations, identifying as no slaves. And the only people that got paid for the reparations is the people that created the slave. Point blank. So when you keep going over, we black and I'm proud, and I'm an African American, you a Negro, you COINTELPRO. You COINTELPRO. According to Elijah Muhammad, there is no way we can understand America properly in the context and circumstances that are prevailing today without seeing her in relationship to the cycle prophetic writings of scriptural history that present us with the models and paradigms of former nations and people that fell from the position of rule. I'm tired of seeing my brothers and sisters, especially so-called the back to Africa Negroes, or the Bible is some misnomer white man book. Man, you done lost your marbles. Because you've been taught wrong, you done lost your marbles. The Bible is analogy, parable, and symbology and metaphors. The Bible is a history book. You don't know it because you've been taught by Reverend Porkchop. Reverend Porkchop taught you. You got to be honest. Reverend Porkchop taught you going to die, you're going to go to heaven. And blah. Reverend Porkchop taught you that. We are given examples of what was the cause of this fall. The nation written of principally in the Bible and the Quran, and generally in history, serve as prototypes and examples of what occurred to individuals, families, communities, and nations when these entities nations disobeyed divine and absolute law, the law of Allah, the law of God. See, we almost done. First, history is all our studies. When I got my master's degree, when I got my undergrad, I never got disrespected by no Europeans, because they know who I am. And now I'm here to try to teach my people, and something's still wrong with the mental. Come on, brothers and sisters. We still going to church, talk about, oh, when I die, I'm going to go to heaven. And you quote Deuteronomy, the reason why we suffering, because we cursed. Who cursed? Man, I'm sun-kissed. I ain't no curse. But the Creator never cursed you with no black skin. The Reverend Porkchop taught you some curse of ham. But you would never curse with no black skin. The Bible said that you wouldn't be home in your land and somebody else would take your land. Not cursing your skin, smart guy. As it develops the springs and motives of human actions and displays the consequence of circumstances, which operates most powerfully on the destinies of the human being. And second, my Moorish brothers and sisters, it stands true that we, the lost found nation, the Moorish nation in the wilderness of North America, have not applied ourselves to the study of our story, aka history, but rather we gravitate to folly. It's been proven that we gravitate to folly. Why? Because I can go on all these people page that have been following me. I don't care if you're a male or a female, and I see the folly that you've been following. Why? Y'all following people with some UCC one on their plates. Y'all following someone that can nationalize you and denationalize you. Y'all following someone talking about your birth certificate is attached to millions. Well, as yours is, there should be too. You following folly. Having a lot of the bread of idleness. And when an effort was made to the above effect of history, study, it was to our detriment by not knowing what history that was more valuable to aid us in the knowledge of our own nation. And now here it is today, the 4th of July, and y'all out there got a whole bunch of red, white, and blue, and you done spent thousands of dollars on some fireworks, making the other man rich and eating ribs. You can eat ribs any day. You can barbecue any day. The wise man is the one who have made a careful study of the past. My noble Malik, I'm going to use him, a wise man, a noble. He is one that have made a careful study of the past events of ancient and modern history. David McRitchie told you the ancient and modern Britain. Y'all still lost, and David McRitchie was a European. He told you. I'm telling you, and we still talk about, oh, we black, I'm black and I'm proud. Something wrong with you. It's something wrong with you, man. It's something wrong with your mind that you are still identified as a slave. It's something wrong with you. And you got a problem with being a Moor. Stop following the fugazi and get with the real. The knowledge of the future is judged by the knowledge of the past. There are men born with a gift of prophecy, like myself and others, like my noble Malik, like my muftis. The only why I'm quoting my noble Malik, because he's here. I'm a mapping a guy just like he is. While some are trained into the knowledge by intense study of the past events of history. And how do we ascertain the purity of a religion? First, my Moorish brothers and sisters, by a thorough knowledge of its founders, principle of belief in one God, the originator of the universe and everything therein, the creator and recreator, not from translators, but from the founder of the original language and dialect, the spoke and the wrote. I tell y'all, man, your mind can fade, but the pen don't. And second, by the principles of action, which we are doing, in which the founder and his followers carry into practice. And third, to search out any defect or falsity of divine being or polarity of gods. And this document was written and sent to all students in the ministry of Islam in the wilderness of North America by Elijah Muhammad, servant of Allah. Listen to these dates, y'all. 4-2, that's 1936. And then it was reissued 1/18/1963. So you sit up here and tell me that my Nation of Islam brothers don't know who I'm talking about? Au contraire, mon frere, because the real Indian is the misnomer Negro, aka the Blackamoor. And with that, I'm done. Do anybody got any questions? No, Malik, you got anything you want to add, my Morris brother?
Man, you done said everything real simple and to the point. So I don't think there's nothing for me to fill in no blanks.
This is too simple. And Malik, the only reason why I'll be crying at night and I'll be up so much studying, Malik, because I had the pleasure, like when y'all met me, I'm a graduate of academia. I was able to do lectures, oral dissertations, written dissertations, and it was full with Europeans, professors, and they agree. All the Masons, all the professors are Scottish Rite Masons. They sons of Muslims. So yeah, my heart be hurt when my own people don't support, when my own family don't support, and then they run the church and give Reverend Pork Chop money, but don't give me no money. They donate to all the stuff and don't give me no, I can give you a tax and receipt. So yeah, it hurt me because my business is personal. My dad said, that's why my dad is 80. He said, man, your family love you, but your family is in a shallow grave. Why? When your family will get up and go to Reverend Pork Chop, give Reverend Pork Chop money, and then come home and talk about they don't like the church. But you will give them money and won't even support your brother. Then when tax time comes, you gonna give Uncle Sam money, and I could have gave you a tax exempt receipt for your donations. Because the whole thing is to support our religious and charitable contribution of our choice and give Uncle Sam less money. So yeah, it hurt my heart when I have more Europeans support my movement than my own family. Yes, it hurt my heart, and I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm getting ready to be 50 in January, and my mom going through a situation. She said, son, tell the truth and shame the devil, and you do it till your flesh is gone. Hell yeah, my heart be hurt. Hell yeah, I'll be crying every day at night. Why? Because my family don't support. My immediate family don't support. And my mom and my dad is my biggest supporters. Hell yeah, it hurt. When I could be in academia, when Europeans have me lecture their kids and teach their kids this science and they pay me swell. Hell yeah, it hurt when I can't get donations from my own family. And I'm the Messiah and the only scholar in my whole family. And my mom and my dad, my biggest supporters. Hell yeah, it hurt. Yes. I'm gonna be honest. When people be asking me, man, I know your mother and father are proud. They are. But if I stay out of conversations me and my dad have, my dad's 80. He like, son, don't be upset. Just keep going. But I'm in the flesh. I have a heart. I have a feeling. I have a brain. When I look at my family and friends and they don't support and they give other stuff and they go to church and they be happy, lucky, and they don't support us and our movement, I'm gonna have a temple and a school. It hurt my heart. And I can give everybody a tax exempt receipt. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart when my friends just be on my page and they don't support, and then they go to church and dress their kids up in them Steve Harvey suits, and everybody gives some money, and then they be on my page continually, and I can't get a nickel. I can't even get 75 cents, and I give y'all the taxes and receipt. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it hurts. And so when we get our brick and mortar, my brick and mortar is not for everyone. Just like Malik said, he said, well, you got to tell the people where the land at. My land ain't gonna be for everyone. It's private, just like the European Jews, they private, I'm private. I told y'all, man, we need y'all support. We are tax exempt for the federal government. I need all y'all support. I don't give a damn if it's $5. You can't keep coming to class each Saturday and Sunday and give Fuji dust. And then I say all my information to donate is in my bio. And I have hundreds of people on TikTok. I got all these empresses that have been following me for years. I don't get 75 cents. So I know no one is standing on their square, because standing on your square is supporting your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. And we do infrastructure. So once again, man, I love y'all. I love my muftis, and I give you gratitude, Malik, and all y'all for rocking with me. I give you honesty and love every time. I'm transparent. I never send no one into a burning house. But come on, y'all, we got to wake up. We cannot go another calendar year acting like this, following the wrong thing. I need y'all's time. I need y'all support, and I need y'all financial donation, whatever you can donate. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's 50 cents. If a person give $5 and a person donate $50, I'm going to treat that person that's giving $5 the same way as that person giving $50. Why? Because that's who I am. It's called a suggested donation. But if you want to be a member of our temple and school, then we have member dues, and everybody get a tax exempt receipt, and everybody reap benefits of what we're doing. So I thank y'all, man. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Malik, can you give us our Moorish American prayer, if you don't mind, and I'll pull up our benediction, and we're out of here.
Islam.
Allah, Father,
Islam.
Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. There's Holy Prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Was that Noble Dante as I heard?
Yep. It's long.
Man,
Gratitude.
hey, y'all. All I got to say is gratitude to my Noble Dantes, y'all. If y'all missed yesterday's book club reading, please go on our Temple and School page and check that out. Please, and support our Temple and School, because we a group of brothers right here that's nobles that we build. And it ain't just about me. All my brothers are adapts, all of them. And Noble Dantes, yesterday, man, I was just so honored to hear and to see your growth and how far you came with your wisdom and your understanding. I just give honors to you, Noble. I give honors to everything, and I give honors for the Creator for guiding you in a way that He's doing. Noble Malik, I give you honor for working with your brother for over 5, 6, 7 years. I give you honor. I give you glory. And when man honor man, we honor Allah. And when I look in the mirror, I see you as God, because I see myself as God. So I give y'all honor and love from the bottom of my heart. Our benediction reads as
Honor
such.
and love, Sheik.
Gratitude. May the
learning from
benefit
the best.
of Allah. Gratitude. And gratitude for giving me those accolades. Gratitude. Because I know I put Dantes, I know I put a lot of work in, Noble Dantes, in academia. I want to get so much in academia, getting my dual master degrees in first century history and religion. I got a minor in business management. I mean, I got a bachelor's degree in business management with a minor in marketing and sales. I went through a whole bunch of fire to get my advanced degrees, and I graduated with honor. I graduated with honors. So it hurts my heart when I come on here. I'm an elite. I need my people help, just like the prophet needed. I need my people help, all of y'all. I don't care if you got $5. All my information is in the bio. Donate, and I'm gonna send you literature. And you're gonna be like, man, this is the best I ever had. Yeah, and then you're gonna join us privately. So may the benefit of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thy acts of love upon all brothers and sisters, and we all should do our best to shun all evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that we all might nourish the souls of all men, women, and children, regardless of the color, regardless of race, regardless of creed, regardless of sex. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. My Moorish brothers and sisters, we should know that we don't need to pick the locks to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, my Moorish brothers and sisters, the key to salvation already rests within our own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, inconstancy, inconsistency, there is still the greater part of our nature is divine. May Allah protect us, guide us, preserve us, and give us everlasting peace. El Rahman, El Rahim, Yahak, Yamuhamid, Ashe, Shalom Alaikum, peace, 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 peace. And we out of here. Take us out, Noble Malik. Peace.
Hold on.
Make sure the journey of knowledge itself is off.
I know. I'm putting it on right now.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of me. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dream. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday theme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night